of what was needed to make society work. I'll go into detail as soon as you have seen the presentation of a film, a video we made for Saudi Arabia. They invited us, Roxanne and myself, to Saudi Arabia to design new cities and a theme park and many other things. And what happened, 9/11 made people so antagonistic to the future possibilities that the Arabs wanted to come out to my place in their Arab uniform. And I live in redneck country, if you know what that is. And the CIA would have been all around the place, and it wouldn't have worked. So I said, you can't come out here. They didn't understand that, because the American people in Venus, Florida, you know what redneck country is? Like the Klan, like the Ku Klux Klan. And it wouldn't work. And I told them not to come, and they never got to see the film. So what the film's about is all that Saudi Arabia was interested in making money. That's what all countries are interested in. Maintaining the cutting edge of finances. And I made this film for them so they think they can make a lot of money. It's just you get our foot in the door, then we get to Saudi Arabia, we turn them away from the money system. So the film you're about to see is what we can do, not what the future will be, but what it can be if enough people want that. If you do nothing, I can assure you nothing will happen. Roxanne and I have no power at all. So if you like the Venus Project, by the way, it's not perfect. It's just a better system for the world. And if you like the Venus Project, talk about it. Show people our films. Look at our website. Learn about it. Don't project into it what you think it is. If you have any questions, don't be polite. Just say, I don't get it. How are you going to deal with this or that? Don't say yes and smile. If you don't like it, say, I don't like what you say. This is why I don't like it, or why it won't work. So don't be polite, please.
Yes, don't be polite. Mr. Fresco, the agenda from here is that first we will see your film.
Yes.
Then you will give a lecture.
Yes.
Then, if it's possible, we will do a Q&A.
Questions?
Yes. And please give an applause to Mr. Fresco, a revolutionary of our times, and full of brain power.
Thank you. We're going to watch the film first, then we'll talk about it.
A nation without a vision of what the future can be is bound to repeat past errors over and over again. This brief video will outline a vision designed to avoid old mistakes. A vision of efficiency, sustainability, and intelligent planning.
We may kill each other or destroy the environment. It depends on what you do when you leave here. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Venus Project if you know nothing about it. Then I want to talk about sustainability, which everybody talks about, but I haven't heard any real description of what would sustain us. The Venus Project maintains that if we declare the Earth, all the Earth's resources, as the common heritage of all the world's people, there'll be no more territorial invasions. No need for armies and navies. No need for prisons or police. This is only necessary in a scarcity-oriented society. We have the technology and the brains today to solve most problems. We have more than enough resources. But we have to do certain things that may not please the establishment. So when the establishment uses the term sustainability it means for them. So the word sustainability has very little meaning because everybody, all doctors, make a lot of money treating cancer. So what's sustainability? If you cure cancer, their standard of living goes down. So you see, there's advantages to some people in human suffering. Psychologists deal with people that have problems. But if you raise children in a sane society, there are no problems, except genetic damage. And in that case, they're helped, so there's no problem. Any psychologist that would adjust you to this system has to be stupid. Any psychiatrist that would do that. Any major in psychology is wasting their lives because many professions are going to be phased out. It'd be very easy to make a lawyer. It'd take about an hour and a half and a laptop lawyer. So if you want any questions answered, that can be done in an hour and a half. Medical diagnosticians, people say that deal with skin diseases, like a dermatologist. He looks, when you go to medical school, they show you pictures and in reality, different skin diseases. So you got to remember the images. If you look at a skin disease that's new, you go like that, that means I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. So you call another doctor and say, what do you make of this? So all you have to do is photograph every known disease and then use a scanner, and give you the latest treatment. You don't need dermatologists anymore. You can phase them out. So if you're studying medicine, we should talk after the session. So there's a lot that can be phased out. In fact, we can phase out 80% of the professions. There'll be no businessmen in the future if we make the future. There'll be no stockbrokers. They do nothing. They add nothing to the world. There'll be no politicians. Politicians don't know what to do. They're businessmen and lawyers. They have no idea how to solve problems. Don't take my word for it, but ask any politician, how do you prevent automobiles from hitting each other? I don't know. How do you prevent nations from wanting to kill one another? I don't know. How do you decrease crime? You put up a sign, say no to drugs? That's some idiot wrote that. As long as there's money in it, they'll sell drugs. You may not agree with everything I say. I want to say this, that human beings sometimes fear machines and technology. It's not technology that pollutes the world, it's man. Men dump stuff into the ocean. Men pollute the air for profit. Men dump waste into the oceans and the fields. It's humans that kill each other, mostly in the name of God. Do you believe in God? Which God? My God or your God? And if somebody else's God, you get shot. So all of you are brought up to believe that certain things work a certain way. That's not true. They maintain control over you by managing news and making you alike. And you keep using the term individuality. There's no such thing. If you met an individual, you couldn't talk to him. You wouldn't know what the hell he was talking about, or she. So women are given a particular role in this country. When you give a baby doll to a girl, you're already programming her. When you tie a big bow in her hair, you're programming her. So women in the future will pick whatever the hell they want. Electric trains, not necessarily a baby doll. Wiping the baby's ass is no real great career. In other words, they try to get women to believe in having children. You know, children are a pain in the ass in most cases. They're not pleasant. They can't say anything new. They require a lot of your time. You can't travel. You can't do a lot of things. So the population in the future will be diminished. Now, a lot of you believe, well, I like to have my own children. I want my name going into the future. See? Now, if you had a child, say 11 years old, and the hospital called you, can you hear me back there? And the hospital called you and said, we gave you the wrong child 11 years ago. You're not going to turn it in. Don't you see that all children are about the same? They all say about the same things. And a lot of people think that that some children are born lazy, some are born